Hello everybody, it is Nicole with A-Frayed-Knot, hopping on to do a little painting with you, and it is Wood Pack Wednesday. So today I am featuring the 3-pack of wooden crosses in the online shop for Wood Pack Wednesday. So you can grab yours now if you would like. And what I want to do first of all is go over with you some of the ideas that I had that came to mind of things I could make with these. So I'm going to just kind of run them past you. We're not going to be able to make them all tonight, but I will show you and kind of talk to you about what I am going to do tonight after I explain the possibilities. There's definitely a lot of things that you can make with these. You can use the crosses individually, or you can put them all on one. So I'm going to give you a few ideas tonight. And I've got some of my essential stencils here because they have a lot of really good stencils, and I just love the idea of using the stencils. So let's start. I just have so many fun ideas, and I think I'm kind of like, oh man, I want to make that one. I want to make that one. There's just so many fun ones. So I'm excited to see if any of y'all make any of these that I'm going to mention. So hold on. Let me get our live up and running here real quick on the iPad. There we are. Okay. Cool. Hey, Diane, how are you? Hi, Melissa Rose. Hello, Natalie. Hey, Lee. Thank you so much, Natalie, for sprinkling. I appreciate that. If y'all would sprinkle, I would greatly appreciate it. So anyhow, lots of ideas ran through my head. And as I was looking for, I thought I had a stencil that said Risen. If I do, I can't find it. So, I can write that out. That's really not a problem. I have stamps. I could use a stamp also if I wanted to. But as I was digging through all my stencils, thinking I had one that said Risen, I came across all the other ones that I do have. So, first of all, I want to show you this because this is a surface that I got at Hobby Lobby on clearance a long time ago. I've had this for a long time. So one of the first things I thought I could do is I could use this house shape cutout. I would definitely paint it. This is super cute just the way it is. But when I get these things on clearance, it's usually to use in some other way. And I probably paid like, I don't know, $2 or $3 for it. And it was regularly $11.99. So I just like the shape of it, but one of the crosses would fit perfectly in here. And I thought that would be super cute to just paint this a color or make this super chippy, or just paint it one color and then make your cross chippy and then attach it to that. Now you have a surface for your cross to sit on. It's kind of shaped like a house. I just thought that would be very cute. So, I like to stencil things across the crosses. So I'll give you an example. I have this stencil right here, The Worthy is the Lamb. It came out of this Easter Blessings 3-pack from, I believe, last year. They may still have these, I'm not real sure, but use these ideas that I'm giving you for other ideas with the things they do have in stock if they don't have these ones. But like the word worthy will fit perfectly across the cross, just like that. And I think that would be so cute, just inside. Now you've got yourself a shelf sitter with the cross on it, and then you can paint it up. You might even, well, the lamb will barely fit right there. I mean, you can kind of scooch that over a little bit. You can even stencil the lamb there. Or there are, I think there might be little lambs in the transfer. You could use that also, but that's just one idea of something that you could do. These are also, these ones right here are called Words of Faith. And I think these were from last year also, but I like these ones. If they still have them in stock, you can check. You can comment the word stencil. I'm sorry, comment stencil, and we will DM you my, my affiliate link to Essential Stencil and my coupon code. So it doesn't by using my affiliate link, it does not cost you any more or anything. I know most of you guys know that, but I just want to mention it. I get a little bit of a commission, but it doesn't increase your price at all. But the coupon code is cool because you can save money. It doesn't increase your price, but you can save money using my coupon code. So these are pretty cool. These ones say loved, redeemed, fearless, and blessed. And so you can kind of make them fit. Redeemed is kind of long, but I do like redeemed. You can make that fit on here, and then you can take the scripture verse and you can kind of put it sideways right here. That's how I would do it. And then loved fits, and you could do the same thing with the scripture verse and put it sideways. Chosen is a good one. You can also make it fit, and then same thing with the scripture verse, and of course blessed. Blessed fits no problem. Some of the other ones, like the top part of the letter, won't go on there, but that's okay. And then you can take the scripture and run it down the side, or even down here at the bottom. So those are just some really cute ideas to turn one of them into a shelf sitter if you have a surface or something like that. If you don't, just keep your eye out for that kind of stuff at Hobby Lobby. They're always putting stuff on clearance. The one thing now, though, is that their clearance is kind of weaved throughout the whole store, I was noticing. So you kind of have to go to a section and just look at like the end of the section to see what's on clearance. This year, though, Essential Stencil has, wait, am I getting these all mixed up? I think I am. No, these are the, okay, hold on. Do I have two sets of these? Redeemed, Chosen, Blessed. Oh, I didn't pull the ones out. And there's another set. So they do have a set this year, and I thought I pulled them out that are similar to this, but the words are different. So you can look at those ones. I thought I pulled them out, but I don't see them here. Bummer, because those will fit on here also. They're just different words. Hold on, let me look back here. No, I guess I didn't pull them out. I thought I did. That's okay. They have a lot of really cool words that you can use. And then also look inside of stencils like I showed you with this one, because you can pull words out of there. I do it all the time. You might even already have a stencil that says loved on it, and you could use that one. That's really good. Or blessed. If you have any fall stencils from Essential Stencil, the chances of you having the word blessed on one of them are really good. So just look at some of those if you have them already. This one is in one of those packets that I just showed you. Okay, so another idea that I had, using that same concept of putting, like, stenciling a word across here, you could turn these into little garden stakes. And if you don't have the ability to cut out your own stakes, there's a couple of options. At Home Depot, you can actually buy stakes in the concrete section that are about maybe 2 feet tall. They're not huge, but they're just big enough that you could use it as a garden stake. So that is an option. If you don't have the ability to cut them down, that's probably the best option for a stake. You can also use paint sticks. Paint sticks are a really good option. It's a good size. You could paint them, stain them, do whatever you want, but they'll fit on here nicely. And if you have 2 paint sticks, you can cut them down and make yourself a little sign to go right here. And then you can make garden stakes out of them and put them in like little planters and things like that. I love little garden stakes like this. So that's another idea I had. You can paint the crosses, and then you could stencil whatever words that you're liking across the top, or write them in with like a paint pen. Or if you are in like any of the lettering clubs, they have tons of templates that you can use. That's what's so good about the lettering. Like my friend Danielle's lettering club, and Crystal, and even Jennifer, they all have lettering clubs, and they have templates in there that you can use for tons of things. So they're a good addition to like all the things that we do here. So that's an idea. But what I wanted to show you using all 3 of them is get you a scrap wood or a surface. If you have a surface, this will work also. I just didn't have a surface that I could find that I wanted to use to show you this example. But all you need is a surface of some type that is going to be big enough for the project that you want to make, using all 3 crosses, however you want to lay them out. I just had this piece of wood handy, so I'm going to use this as an example, because you could lay the crosses out any way that you like. It's just going to depend on the size of your surface. And because my surface is only this size, this is like roughly 8 by 10. It's not very big at all. So I liked the idea of the 3 crosses being together. And so I like laying them out with one of them either being bigger or raised up higher, because that reminds me of the cross that Jesus was on. And then the other 2 crosses remind me of the other guys that were there. And forgive me, because I think one was like a thief and the other one was something else. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The other 2 crosses. So I like that idea of them being just down a little bit lower and one being raised up higher. And then that leaves you some space right here to maybe stencil something. And so there's lots of things we can stencil. You could put worthy down here. I have a lot of you could put Easter blessings if you want to. You could simply put risen. Any one of these. Redeemed. I like redeemed. I really like risen, especially just surrounding like Easter and all of that. Everything that happened, you know, with Easter and Jesus rising and all of that. I love the word risen. So here's an idea that I had though with the 3 crosses, because I got this stencil right here. This is the With Brave Wings She Flies. And I'm not sure if I even showed you guys this, but I think this is so cute. And this actually isn't the one that I'm going to make tonight, but this is a really good idea. Actually, I'm going to show you the other idea. And I thought it was going to go with the second idea, but we'll see. Okay, this one right here says, believe anything is possible. I love that, okay? It reminds me of Christ dying and rising again. And it just, that reminds me of that entirely. Believe anything is possible. And that's why I got this packet, because I love this. And it's super cute with the dragonfly, but you can stencil that right here in this space. It will fit. You can make it fit. Just depending how you put the crosses on here. And you don't even have to use a board this size. You can get one bigger and make it like a bigger statement type piece, and then put this right down here. But if I was going to use this board in particular, I would put the word believe here, and then I would kind of move the word anything. I've done that before. And then, so I would move anything over here a little bit and then stencil it, and then fit is possible in the center. So I could get it to all fit, because just the way that it's laid out here, I would have to push these up and out a little bit more, which I could do. But if I just move it around, I can get them all to fit. So I wanted to show you guys that because I like this idea. I think it's super cute. I personally, if I was going to do this, I'm looking to see. I've got surfaces here. I would like a surface to be just a little bit bigger. But this is definitely doable. And I just wanted to kind of show you, if you move your stuff around, you can make anything fit. So that's a really, really cute idea that I like. And, oh, thank you, Gwen, for sprinkling. Oh, Lisa, just stand them up. That's a good idea. You could definitely stand them up. You could, and make it just something to kind of sit. I like that idea also. And then you could fix them on, whether you glue them or you attach them with like a dowel. And then this way, when you want to store it, you can kind of take them off and then store it flat. So if you were to do that, then you could stencil it all on right here. You could maybe even put like Spanish moss or something just to make it look a little more, or some floral or anything like that. That's a really good idea also. But let me show you this other idea that I had. I love Risen also, Gwen. Oh, my mom's on. Hi, Mom. Let's see. Hey, Teresa. Oh, thank you, Dixie. Hey, Tina, Karen, hello. Pays for, oh, hey, that's good though. It pays for the taxes. I'll take it. I will take any little bit of discount that I can. Everything is so expensive. Oh, Diane, praise God. That is amazing news. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I am so happy for you. Okay, I just wanted to see if I missed any questions. So, hey, Diane, how are you? Hi, Kathy. Hey, May. All right, so I've shown you, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've talked to you about three or four ideas. 4 ideas with the standing up. Now, what I want to show you next is using the Crown of Thorns stencil from Essential Stencil. And this is from this year, so they may still have this one. I didn't look and see, but again, if you comment stencil, we'll DM you my link and coupon code so you could check it out. And this is the Crown of Thorns. So what I have is a 12 by 12 hard canvas from Dollar Tree. This is a 12 by 12 stencil, so it fits perfectly on here. I'm gonna take it out. I like this because it comes with the big one and it also comes with the small one, but I decided to go ahead and go with the big one because the cross won't fit so good in the small one. We're just gonna kind of take everything out for size just so you can kind of see. It covers it too much. So we're not going with that one. And I just happen to have this 12 by 12 canvas. So it fits perfectly on here. And then I think the cross will look so cool in there. I wanted to put Risen across the cross. And then I'm thinking possibly of taking my Believe Anything is Possible and putting Believe up here. Maybe anything over here on this side, and then is possible down here. I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on that yet, so we'll see as we get to stenciling this out what it's going to look like, because we're going to paint the canvas, paint the cross. The cross is going to be chippy, but I really wanted to use the Crown of Thorns, and I like the cross in it. So, hey, Dusty, I'm glad you caught me live. How are you guys all doing? Just going to ask everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing good today. I actually went live earlier today too. Total off time, but I did go live earlier today because I got in some cool Amazon things and I had to show you guys. And I was so excited about it that I forgot to tell you about. If you want the links, I have them, but I went and dropped them into the comments, and then I seen some of y'all were asking for them. So I just I just responded to your comments with them. So they're there. Thank you, Angela. No code for the crosses, but you know what? Let me drop the link in here for them. I want you guys to be able to get them in case they sell out. Let's see. All right, give me 1 second. Oh my goodness, the flies are awful. I actually had to plug in my little zapper thing. Okay. You can probably hear him. He's humongous. Sorry guys, it's taking me a minute. Okay. Oh, finally. Okay. Maybe it's my iPad. It's really slow. I just dropped the link, so hopefully it will come through here. Me too. Dusty. Chippy is my favorite color also. I love Chippy. Let's see if it comes through and then I'll pin it so it will be easier to find. And that is for the cross wood pack. Okay, so I think what I want, oh yeah, that came through quick. Usually it takes forever. All right, I just pinned it. So what that link is right down below that you'll see pinned right there is for this cross wood pack that I'm using tonight. And you can always just comment stencil and we'll DM you my stencil, my link to Essential Stencil with the coupon code. So this way you'll have it. But you can also comment shop AFK and we'll send you the link to the entire online shop if that's easier for you. This link goes directly to these crosses, whichever is easier. So let me think here. I'm going to be using the March paint pack to paint the canvas itself. I've decided that to add a little color to it because I think that'll be good. And then do the cross chippy. So we're definitely going to need to stain the cross if it's going to be chippy, and I'll probably use vintage lace to do it chippy. And this is a 12 by 12 canvas. You know what, I was just excited that I had a 12 by 12. I wasn't sure if I did or not, and I did. So I was super excited. I didn't measure to see if this would fit in, like, say, an 11 by 14. I mean, you might be able to get this to fit in an 11 by 14. I thought I pulled one out. Let me go see. No, I didn't. I pulled out an 8 by 10, and that's definitely not big enough. So all right. Let's start with staining. I'm going to set that right there for a minute. Let's start with staining the cross. This way it can kind of sit for a few while we paint the canvas. I'm trying to make me some space here because my little space for the video is limited. And I got a lot of stuff out here. I should probably quit recycling these and just keep using them rather than reusing them, so that this way they'll be gone and I can buy a better pair of gloves. I don't know why I insist on keeping to recycle them. I guess it's just a habit. I've always done that. All right, I'm going to use the Minwax Dark Walnut. That's the one that I typically always use, in case you were wondering. And this is to get the chippy look. Although, I already know this is going to look good stained. So we very well could have left it stained. But since we won't be really doing anything else chippy, I'm going to do the cross chippy. But look how good that looks, just stained. So I'm getting stuff ready for the Whatnots show on March 15th, and there's a lot of good stuff. This very well could find its way in there into the Whatnot sale. I'm just gonna mention that because I don't have a lot of space. So to be determined is what I'm gonna say. Because if I find a place to put this, then I'll keep it. What I'm doing, kind of wiggling my rag around down into the corners just so I can get the stain down in there. Making sure that I get all the sides stained. That looks fantastic. Now we can let that set for just a little bit while we paint our canvas. You know what, I'm gonna throw these away so I quit using them. Otherwise, I'm gonna just keep using them. Okay. Now we don't need our stencil for a little bit. What we do need is just some paint and some paint brushes. And I'm using the March paint pack. So I've got a mixture of peach tea pineapple and seafoam green. Now I could literally paint this canvas any color I wanted to. I've decided to go ahead and use the March paint pack just to give some color to it. And then for the crown, I might stencil the crown in the color Tradition. We'll see what it looks like stenciled in that color, because I think it might pop on top of all the colors that we're going to be using. You throw them away automatically. I've just kind of said, well, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think you should be reusing them. I've just always saved them, but this last batch that I bought they're really thin, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that there's different, like, I don't know, what do you call it? The grade of the glove is different than. Now I need to pay attention to that next time I buy them. AKA the price makes a difference. So I went with the lesser price. You get what you pay for, right? And so I'm doubling them up. I really didn't save any money that way. That's okay. Live and learn. I guess that's how you learn. This is taking me forever, but that's just because I don't take care of my paint bottles like I should. Okay. I'm going to put this one over here. All right, so I'm just going to get out 3 brushes. Oh, and I want to tell you guys, so I do get a lot of questions about what paint brushes I use. For the most part, these are the paint brushes I use. They're from my friend Brooke's branded line, which they're no longer in stock. So I have actually set out to find some other paint brushes that I like. And when I get them in, I'll unbox them with you guys and we'll kind of test them out together. I've ordered some just regular old paint brushes. I will say, these right here are from Dollar Tree. Before Brooke came along with her paint brushes, these were actually some of my favorite. I really like this one, and I liked the size of this one right here. But then when Brooke had hers, I just really invested in those and loved them. But those right there, I do like them. They're at Dollar Tree if you can find them. They've redone their packaging. The packaging looks a little bit different now, but it's still the same brush. These are the Dollar Tree ones right here. So these are the ones I'm going to use tonight. And I'm excited when I get the brushes in because I have a variety, and including chip brushes because I needed some more. I'm literally like down to 2, and I got a variety of sizes in those. With chip brushes, I'm picky because a lot of times the bristles fall out, and I absolutely do not like that. So we're going to test the ones that I got and see how they are. But for now, I'm just using these ones that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I think these ones might be from Amazon also. I think I got a pack of these when we did the little paint party with my family. So what I want to do is just start layering on the color. You can stain canvas, just so you know. You can stain it. I've stained canvas before. Stains beautifully. We could have actually stained this one. I just wasn't thinking about it. I just want to layer the color on here. That's all I want to do. You see how I'm sort of blending it into each other also? I don't know if you can kind of see that, but I like that. And I'm purposely doing that. And then, okay, there we go. See how I'm kind of blending it together? So I'm really finding that I'm liking the yellow, so I'm kind of going in heavier with the yellow into all the other colors. And this is the color Pineapple. I'm almost out. Let me see if I have another bottle here. Oh, I have a big bottle. Ooh, I have 2 big bottles. Woohoo! Okay, and then the bottom color I'm finishing off with the Seafoam Green. And I definitely want to blend it into our Seafoam Green. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of wet this up here a little bit more, because I like the way I blended the yellow. I think I will take a clean brush. Let's see. And I'm just kind of going in with a bit of a dry brushing. So you can kind of see what that looks like. And if you want to blend a little more of the colors, I just have fun blending colors. Well, I don't want to use that one. Let's see. I'll use this one. You just need the paint to be wet so that you can come in just like this and blend it out. So you see how I've added the yellow down here and it's blending. And then I can come back in with my seafoam green if it's too much. And then add some more of the yellow. And if it's too heavy right here, you can add more seafoam green. To get it to be more of a blended color. You just want it to be wet. Okay, so you can kind of see what it's looking like. And I'm almost wondering if we come in with some color going this way, now that our canvas is pretty much dry, I'm almost wondering what that'll look like. I'm tempted to try it just because I want to see what it looks like. You guys want to see me try it, or you want me to leave it alone? What do you think? I want to hear from you guys in the comments before I move forward. Because next what I need to do, and I need to keep this in mind because I don't want it to get too busy, but I like it blended out looking. We are going to stencil the crown of thorns on here. So I'm not going to be putting like a lot of details inside of the stripes that I've got going on here. Oh, Charlotte, peach tea. This is the March paint pack that I'm actually using. I wanted to try something different just to kind of see, play around with it, see what it was going to look like. Linda and Karen said, go for it. Stephanie said, try it. Okay, we'll try it. What the heck? What have we got to lose, right? If we don't like it, we just paint completely over it. That's what I always say. Don't like it, paint over it. All right, so we will start with the color. Why don't we start with the color Pineapple? I'm gonna look for my brush I was originally using. I stuck it in here. Here it is. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it back and use it again. You're welcome, Charlotte. I see y'all are saying, try it, go for it. Okay. Gladly, I say, I will try it and go for it. Okay, let's start with yellow. Pineapple. Right across here, just like this. And then we're gonna come in with a little bit of peach tea and okay, and then we'll just do one last one right here, which will be Seafoam Green, right on the edge. Oh, hold on. Okay. So I'm kind of just coming in and dusting it really lightly with the pineapple. I had to think about that for a second. I like that. It just gives it a lot of color and it's different. So we're gonna leave that. I'm gonna dry it. Make sure it's dry. It's totally different, and I like that. I thought so too, Nancy. I thought it would look good on black also. Absolutely. And especially against the, like with carnation, I think it'll just pop. But that's like, for me, that's kind of like a go-to, is like the Crazy Crow color on something like this, and then the Crown of Thorns, and then the cross in like the chippy, just the chippy looking cross on top of it. That's like a go-to for me. So this is kind of outside of the box, and I wanted to see what it would look like blending all of the colors together, because I love blending them together like this. And then we're going to, I'm going to take some of my Distressed Oxide and just kind of go around the edges and kind of grunge it up a bit. I'm just going to start lightly, and I will definitely add to it like in the center a little before we get to the stencil. You know what I want to do? I'm going to try. I'm going to take some of the, let's test it first. I don't use my Rub and Buffs too often, so let's test a few of the colors and see which one I want to use. Ooh, this is called Spanish Copper. I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit. This is a cool color. It's really dark, but it's a cool color. And then I hope it doesn't go through. The stain goes through. I don't know why that wouldn't, because that's pretty strong. When that gets on my hands, I can't get it off. There we go. Okay. And next we have Antique Gold. And then we have, so that's Antique Gold. This one is Gold Leaf. I guess I only have two. I thought I had more than that. Gosh, I can't decide which one I want to go with. Let's go with, let's try the Spanish Copper. So I'm doing it a little heavier in areas than others. Oh, thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, didn't get on my fingers, thank goodness. So there's that. And then I do want to take and just kind of come inside here with the Distressed Oxide, just a little bit on some of these lines here, just to kind of grunge it up. Rather than come in with that Spanish copper, I find it easier to just use this. It just kind of brings it to life a little bit with the grunge. Okay. Alrighty, I think our surface is good. So let's set that as, well, no, let's go ahead and stencil our crown of thorns on. Might as well. I'm going to start with the color Tradition. We're going to see what that's going to look like on here. Okay, I was thinking. Now I definitely want to make sure I have something to offload with, and I'm going to use one of my bigger stencil brushes here. Can you guys see that okay? I think you can. If it's perfect on here. And then we'll chip our cross up as soon as we're done. Hey Barb, how are you? I hope you had a good group. For a missing video, Sherry said. Okay, I'll have to take a look. I haven't had a chance to look at that. What email did you email to? I'll take a look and see what I can find, Sherry. So I'm offloading, but I'm not offloading very well because I got a little bit of bleed through here. All right, I better pay attention here to what I'm doing. I want to make sure that I offload enough. I'm going to switch brushes. Let's see if maybe I have better luck with this one. It's a little bigger too, so it might help me a little bit more. My hand got stuck to it and it ended up moving. But you 100% want to make sure you offload. And I wasn't offloading enough, so I got a little bit of bleed through on this first go round. It looks good. I really like it in this color. Very much not just traditional, but I like it because it's different. So I want to make sure that I get at least like a base coat on. And then I'll go back and add a second so that this way you really don't see any, sorry, my hair is driving me nuts. It's sticking to my face and all the things. Hold on one second. So that our colors on our canvas don't come through the crown of thorns. But we'll go back through and add another layer of the tradition color. Okay. So what my goal is here is to show you guys how easy it is to blend colors together, and you know, not to be afraid of that. I think sometimes it's made more complicated than it really needs to be. And all you really need to do is just get the color on there and make it wet like you've seen me do, and then take your next color in it, just drag it right through there and blend it out, and then play around with it. So that's exactly what I wanted to do with this March paint pack, because I think it looks real, these colors look really good together and they blend well. And so I wanted to show you guys, and I need to, you know, go outside of my box a little bit too when it comes to my painting, because I can, as you've seen through the years, I can be a creature of habit with I have 41 plus colors. I think we have 41 colors now, and I tend to use the same ones. And so I am trying with the paint packs to incorporate them into the things that we're making, just so you can see the different options. Of course, we'll always have the colors that are our favorite and that we lean towards, you know, but if you're making gifts and that kind of thing, at least this just gives you another avenue to see, you know, different possibilities. Might not be your jam at all, but at least you see something a little bit different than just the, you know, my regular farmhouse style look that I like. We're still going with a little bit of that too, because we're going to incorporate a chippy cross into this, and then we've kind of grunged it up a little bit. We're just giving it some pops of color with these cool colors from the March paint pack. I am literally sweating. I need to switch my little heater out for the fan. It is hot here today. It's supposed to be like next week, I think upwards of 95. I said, what in the world is happening? This is crazy. I went for a walk a couple hours ago and actually put some shorts on. I should have left them on, is what I should have done. So all I'm doing now is just going back over it and kind of darkening up our tradition color. bleed through is not all that terrible, I guess. You know what I'll probably do is I'll probably take some of the Midnight or one of those colors, probably Midnight, because if I paint Risen on here, well, I was actually going to use my paint pen, but if I paint it on, I would use Midnight. I'll probably do a little bit of the Fly Speck on here. For me, that's just a way to cover up some imperfections. And I feel like the bleed through is a little bit of an imperfection. Oh, I love it. I do. Okay, I'm gonna take it off now so that we can all have a good look at it. Okay. You can totally see the crown of thorns right there. And let's see. Okay, that's going to go right there. Hey Donna, I am actually still live. You're not on the replay, you're on the live if you're still hanging here. Oh, thank you, Erin. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Yes, it is a workout. On the bigger stencils, it is 1000% a workout. I'm going to do the paint splatter just because why not? We've put so many different layers to this. Why not do a splatter? I think it'll just add a little bit to it. If you ever hear me call them fly specks, that's usually what, this is what I mean, is a paint splatter. I call them fly specks. So if you're like, what is she talking about? Fly specks. It's just the paint splatter. And I just use a toothbrush to do it. And I want it real light. What in the world is this? So I'm kind of doing it. Seems like I'm doing it a lot, but it's just really light. I don't want it to be big, globby blobs. I need a little bit more paint here. I really like that. That looks good. Added another element to it. I think that's good. Okay, so you could probably barely see it, but it is on there and I like the way that it looks on there. So I'm gonna set this aside, and now what we're gonna do is focus on our cross. So we've been just having that sit for a while. And if you recently hopped on, I was using a 12 by 12 canvas that was from the Dollar Tree. And this cross right here that I'm using, I'm only using one of them, is part of a 3-pack from the online shop for Wood Pack Wednesday. All right, so I'm gonna take my wax and we're gonna wax it up good, and then take Vintage Lace. I can't really get down in that groove. Somewhere here I have small ones. These right here are the little tea lights, and they come from Dollar Tree also, and they're good for it's real mushy, so I'm able to kind of mush it down and get down in that little crevice right there. where my pillar candle doesn't get down there too easily. This does. This is just easier to handle rather than that small one. There's a very good possibility that I could have put too much wax, but that's okay. We'll see what happens when I start sanding it. But for right now, we're just going to get vintage lace. So I'm going to use vintage lace. I guess I could use one of the colors from the paint pack, but I would prefer to use vintage lace to get it kind of that chippy fence look. And then we'll put it onto our surface. So, this project seems like it's taking a little bit longer, but I mean, we did play around with the paint for a while, but I want to let you know, if you hopped on late, in the beginning, I took some time and explained all the different ways I thought of to make things with these crosses. So if you didn't get to see that, you might want to catch the replay, because I gave some really good ideas, and more than likely, I'm not going to be able to make all of them. What happens is I come up with tons of things that I could make, and there just isn't enough time to do it all. So what I did in the beginning of this live was went ahead and kind of walked you guys through some of those ideas that I had, just to give you other ideas rather than just what I'm doing tonight. And I'm going to try to start doing that a little bit more when we go live, because like I said, I have tons of ideas, and I do try to do the short videos with some of them. So if you don't see my reels and short videos, I post at least one a day. So make sure to check those out also, because that usually ends up being stuff that I can't get to on a live. So there's that. But I did explain, I kind of walked through all the different things that I thought and the ways to use the crosses and things you can do with them. So if you didn't get to see that, then you might want to see the replay if you're interested in that. Okay, we're going to dry this and definitely add another coat. Hey, Kim, how are you? Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, thank you, Angie. If you asked for the link, go back. I know I put it on several comments. I forgot to tell you guys that I was putting the links in the comments, but I replied to all the comments that asked for the link up to the point when I went live. So right now. So if you were looking for that, I did end up replying to your comment. I love that lamp. And I now have 2 of them, so I'm super excited about that. All right, we got the sides again. Now we're just going to add a little bit to the surface of the cross, get it dried again, and then chip it up. Okay, that looks pretty good. My little brush jar is almost full. Oh, Kim, I am so glad you're feeling better. That is no joke. Thankfully, I haven't been sick like that in quite a while, but I'm glad you're feeling better because that's horrible. Oh, Angie, that's awesome. Good. You'll definitely have to post what you make when you're all done. I would love to see it. That goes for anybody that is making anything. It doesn't even have to be anything from the online shop. On Mondays, we do a post called Made by Me Monday. Be sure to share the things you're making, even if it's just cookies or dinner. I'm always inspired by you guys when you share your meals with me. Gives me ideas like, ooh, that sounds good. So yes, by all means, share away on that post. It doesn't even have to be anything wood or paint related, just anything you're making. Anything at all. I have some friends that, well, my friend Amanda, she makes bracelets. And in fact, when I used to do the subscription box, we had one of her bracelets in there. For those of you who have been in the VIP club since the beginning, more than likely you were in the subscription box membership, and you might remember the blessing bracelets. Those came from my friend Amanda's small business. Super cute. She does the cutest bracelets. I think her business is called Two Turtles. It's Two Turtles something. If you guys want to check her out. Hey, Beth. Thank you. Oh, I gotta show you. If you're still on here, I painted with the Crown of Thorns with just a variety of colors from the March paint pack. Just blending them together and having a little paint fun. And so we're going to put this cross into the middle. I am just chipping it up because, you know, I wanted some chippy on there. So I'm starting with the edges first. Like I said, I thought I put too much wax on it. I did. I put, the more wax you put and the more paint, the chippier it's going to get. You see how it's chipping off a lot? That's because I put a lot of wax. But that's okay. Chippy is my love language. I'm just kidding, but I do like the chippy look. All right. I usually start with the sides and the edges first, and then I go in real lightly on the surface. This I'm going to have to do real lightly because I know it's going to be real chippy. And you see how you can kind of just see where it's coming off at the best. And then go back and add more chip if you want to. See how chippy that's looking? I am wondering, okay, let's see. I thought these stamps might be too small, but I'm almost wondering if I could just put Risen right here. Let's pull out the capital R. All right, let's see here. They're not in any kind of order, so that's why it takes me a little minute. Okay, so here's the R. Here's the I, the S, the E, and the N. It's either an N or a U. Oh, this might be the N right here. Oh, I didn't want the capital E. Hold on, let me see. That's the I, S, R, E, and the N. Oh, thank you, Beth. Okay. I want to see, first of all, oh, you know what? I'm thinking, no, maybe what I'll do is I'll stamp on this, on my little muslin, and then maybe we'll wrap some jute rope around, kind of like crisscrossed, and then let this hang off, and it could say risen that way. That might be cute. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, so I've got risen, and then I'm gonna cut it. Ooh, I should have put it down a little bit further. I'll tell you why, because if I'm gonna attach it, I need a little space down here at the end to be able to attach it. All right. So we'll start at this. No. All right. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pull out the fabrics to kind of fray it up. This one's a little bit better because it's gonna give me room to be able to attach it to a piece of jute rope. Okay. And then I'm moving the camera all around. I was looking for this thinner type jute rope. This is the stuff that comes from the Dollar Tree. Now, what I was thinking we could do is leave a little bit out here because I might tie a bow, but I'm thinking we could wrap it around like this, maybe 2 wraps, because one of them is going to end up being a tie. This will end up being a tie right here in the center. And then I'm going to come back here to the back. And either way, I can either veer off up here or I can veer off down here. It doesn't matter. We just want to get it crisscrossed and then go around two little wraps. And then I kind of veered back over so you can kind of see what I did. I went over this way across the back so that this way I wasn't tying like this wonky bow. This bow makes sense now. It was really not coming together, but now it is. When I went across the back and then brought it up that way, now I can tie a little bow right here without it feeling weird. And I could even bring this out and tie it all on the top here. I'm trying to decide how I want to attach this. All right, normally I would put hot glue in there or poke a hole and run the jute rope through the hole. Let's see. Sorry guys, give me one quick second. Okay. Where did live go? There we are. Okay. Oh, Angie, I think so. I do think so. I totally think you could. I've even created like with a wire or a little wreath, little tiny grapevine wreath. I've taken those and then put toothpicks on the end of them. If you were going to stand this up, you could, I actually have a cross in the house that I did that with. And I took a little grapevine wreath and kind of fixed it over the top of the cross to kind of just hang there. The grapevine wreath will not let this lay down on the canvas. That's the only problem. But the wire, yes, I'm sure that we could do that. Let's try it. Because this isn't permanent. My jute rope's not on here permanently. I've got some rusty wire right here. I'm going to plug this glue gun in too. Maybe it'll heat up after we're done deciding if I like the wire better or the jute rope. I don't have much of it, so we'll have to see where I get with this. But we could leave a bit of it out like this, wrap it around once, because I definitely want to do curly cues. Okay, let's go twice. And then I'll come over here once. Twice. And then, let's see. And then I'll just kind of twist it. And then I can poke. Is this my right one? Let me make sure. I don't even know where the other one went. Here it is. Nope, this is it. I'm glad I found it. I can poke the wire through here. There we go. Feed it on down. Might be too many curly cues, too long. What I'm trying to say, too long, but I cut it off a little bit. And then these ones. I love that idea, Angie. Thank you, with the rusty wire. And then our resin is just kind of hanging there. I like that. With the resin, you can leave that off and just like stamp it over here if you like that better. It's just all in what you like better. I mean, the stamped might actually look... We're going to leave it for now because I could always just kind of rip it off and stamp it on if I wanted to, but let's see how we're going to attach it. Now it's going to go right in here. The only thing is that this is going to not let it lay all that flat. I should have pounded it out with the hammer a little bit before I curlied up the wire, just to get it flatter. I'm going to use the glue, the hot glue, because that will help me to attach it a little bit better, because I can build it up more than I can with the stick fast. Now with the stick fast, I can attach it stick fast right here and right here, but on the back here, I'm going to kind of build up some hot glue to just give it a little bit of something to be able to attach to. All right, while that glue gun is heating up, what we're going to do is create a hanger for the top of it. I was actually thinking... of doing wire with a rusty bell, but I also think nautical rope would look good. Sometimes I like to take the nautical rope and just put it like right in here, kind of peeping up just a little bit. But the, like the wire and the rusty bell for a hanger also looks nice. So it's just whatever you like. You know what I mean? Let me grab the nautical rope so you can see what that looks like. Oh, you're welcome, Angie. I do have the wood biscuits. That's a good idea because that will help kind of shim it up a little bit. Let me think. Oh, there they are. Okay, let me grab the nautical rope and the wood biscuits. Okay, let's see here. That'll work good. It kind of raises it off the canvas a little bit. If you wanted it flat against the canvas with the wire, that's probably not going to happen. This will help it to, let me see here. That'll make it stick out a little bit, but I think I can cut this in half with my cutters. I mean, a chip is better than, a little chip of it is better than nothing. Okay. Because really all we need is just a little piece here and a little piece here. And then this fits right there and that fits right there. Those are the points that we'll end up attaching to here to be able to use the wire. Might have to do the same thing with the jute rope. The only thing is that the jute rope is not as hard as the wire, so you could probably get it to go to lay flatter than with the wire. But I think this is a great option for, you know what, let me see something. No, that won't work. Oh, that did work though. I really wanted a little bit more biscuit. There we go. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So we will use, oh, thank you, Rosemary. You could also use, if you want to lift it even higher off of your canvas, you could use like the little Dollar Tree Jenga blocks. I don't want it that high though. So I'm just going to use these biscuits. So we probably won't need the hot glue gun now because I don't need to use the hot glue to do like a buildup of glue. This should work. And all I did was just kind of break two of them in half to get pieces for the sides right here because one was too long with the wire. It was too long. But two pieces broke in half worked good. Well, they didn't break straight in half. They broke into pieces, which is perfect. Yes, Karen. I've done that, and I've also made a carrot out of those. The flowers are fun. I haven't done that in a long time. We'll have to do that. I will be live in the VIP group on Friday, and I gave them a little poll. I think the crosses are winning though. Not these crosses. We're going to, depending on which way they vote. We're either going to make a carrot out of the biscuits or do some cast fast drying casting resin crosses and make something fun with those. I think the last I looked, the cross project was winning, but I'll probably hop back in there and do the carrot too. That's usually what I end up doing because I like both of the ideas. All right, that's perfect. It raises it up a little bit and I really like the way that it looks. So let's get our cross attached, and then I brought nautical rope out. Oh, it's in my lap because I wanted you to see what the nautical rope looked like. When the cross is on there, it's really going to make a difference. So we are going to add our stick fast to each of our biscuits. I'm an overgluer, so just ignore me if you think this is way too much glue. It probably is. You're probably right. That's just what I do. I use too much glue. I've even done that with the hot glue. Okay, we're gonna put our cross inside of here. I'm just gonna hold it down I actually like it raised a little bit. I really do. It just pops. Rosemary, this is called Stick Fast. I actually have, if you want to comment glue, the glues that I use, and as soon as I get some time, I'm going to do a video talking about this. All the glues I use are in there. And really, in the last few years, just recently, I've started using this. My friend Beth uses this and turned me onto it, and I really like it. Because I was using the Gorilla Super Glue, and I like that too. It's just really expensive in the little bottles. And I was going through it a lot. So all the glues that I like, and a lot of them are Gorilla Glue products, except for Stick Fast. Wood glue, hot glue, super glue, and then Stick Fast. If you comment glue, I'll DM you the link and it will have all the glues on there. Okay. Ooh, she's stuck down there good. Look it. Oh my goodness. I really like that. The wire was a great idea, Angie. Love the wire. Okay, so let me show you what the nautical rope would look like. Just a little peep of it. I kind of like that. I really do. Just like a peep of the nautical rope. I think the wire and the Rusty Bell might be too much for this, and the nautical rope just looks good. This is just bugging me. I don't know why, but this is my little resin tag thing here. I'm not really liking the way that it's looking. There, maybe if it stays right there. That's better. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna go with the nautical rope. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Spanish moss under the crossbar sleeve. Yes, that's a good idea. With the Spanish moss. I think the Spanish moss would look good too. Okay, we're gonna add the nautical rope just so you have a hanger, and even if you didn't want to hang it, but you wanted to lean it somewhere, it just is a little, it's just a little visual interest, and it just peeps up barely. And then I'm going to take, oh, this is really long. I'm going to use little pieces of this fabric just to kind of make a little brace to go over our rope. That's probably too long, but I can cut them. I didn't realize that was so long. Okay. I have to kind of hold it like this because our wire is there and it's not going to let it lay flat. And I don't want to smash it. Okay, so you can kind of see what that looks like. I just want to make sure that it's centered. So there's what it's looking like, and the glue is just blobbed on the back. And then what I do is with these little strips right here, just these little strips of fabric, they don't need to be this long. They just need to be able to go over the nautical rope. So I'll put hot glue right here. Right over the top, just like this. And it's just kind of like a little brace for it to help hold it together. Now the thing with the hot glue is if you're going to have this inside, then this isn't going to be a big deal, but hot glue will reactivate and things will come apart. That's another reason I've started using the stick fast, because when I pull my totes of decor stuff out of my sheds where it's not climate controlled, it gets really hot in the summer and then colder in the winter. Sometimes the things that I would pull out would have pieces off and I'd have to re-glue them or put them back together. And with the stick fast, it really holds. So that's what I've been using for the things that have come off that I need to put back together, is just the stick fast. Because the hot glue it'll just reactivate. That's the only thing. I love the Gorilla Glue hot glue because it is the one that, like, the activation temperature, I guess, is a lot higher. It doesn't reactivate as quickly. It takes a lot of heat for it to come back apart, is what I'm trying to say. And I've actually tested it myself with, one summer I did this with a garden stick that I made, and I put it together with just hot glue. And the Gorilla Glue hot glue is the one for me that held up the best. Now y'all might have your own that you like, and that's good too, but if you struggle with hot glue, then I just wanted to mention that. Okay, and there it is. I think it is all done. Now earlier I had mentioned, and I'm not going to do this after all, but I had mentioned taking this stencil and stenciling on there, "Believe anything is possible." I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave this as is because I like it just the way that it is. Now I will tell you one more idea that I think would be very cute. That's tonight's project, is to take, let me find mine. Oh, here it is. Just dropped everything. To take one of my other crosses and lay this on here. Excuse me, probably down here like this. "Believe anything is possible." And then put the cross right here. I wonder if I can even move it up. There we go. I think that would be really pretty. Right there, just like that. And then I probably wouldn't put the dragonfly. Hold on, I'm gonna move it down because I want the cross to be, I would move this down a little. I don't want the cross hanging off the surface, and it fits perfectly just like this. I love this. Love, love, love this. Believe anything is possible. I'm going to leave that just like that because I might make that. Not tonight. But I think this is a great idea. I love this idea. So I'm going to leave it. This is why I've got like I got stuff everywhere with ideas. I'm not even kidding. If my mom is still on here, she could tell you, yes, that's very true. So anyways, thank you everybody. Thank you so much. I am so glad you like this. Thanks for hanging in there with me tonight. This one did take a little while. But remember, in the beginning, if you did not see the beginning, I walked through at least 4 ideas like I just did right now of different things you can do with these crosses. So I love this particular stencil. If you're wondering which one it is this one right here, "With brave wings she flies." I am not sure if they still have this one in stock, but if they don't, comment stencil, get my affiliate link, because that takes you to their website. From their website, you can request a restock. For anything that's not in stock, you can do that. But it's also going to give you my coupon code, and you want to make sure to use the coupon code if you place an order, because it's going to save you a little bit of money. So anyway, you guys, that is it. This is what we actually made tonight. In the beginning, I talked about putting this stencil on here, but I've changed my mind because we have enough visual interest here, and I didn't want to put anything else on it. So that is it. And tons of ideas for the crosses. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for being here with me. I will be live with the woodworkers tomorrow. We are painting, we're painting a St. Patty. So I'll be in the VIP on Friday. So if you are not in any one of those groups, you want to learn more, comment woodwork or VIP, and I'll send you the information. But if I don't see you, have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for being with me. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.